The member from Toronto Danforth.
Thank you, Speaker. My question to the Premier. First, we learned that Ontario families were subsidizing the Hydro One IPO to the tune of $3 million. The fall economic statement showed that the public subsidy for the sell-off has ballooned to $63 million. How much more will Ontario families have to pay because of this government's short-sighted decision? How much more?
Thank you. Premier.
So, Mr. Speaker, you know, I didn't expect that the official opposition, the PCs, would ask a question about climate change, Mr. Speaker, because even though the Leader of the Opposition says that he got into politics because he has a social conscience, Mr. Speaker, I didn't expect that, Mr. Speaker, but I did expect that somewhere in the lead-off question or in the first three questions that the NDP might ask a question about climate change, Mr. Speaker. There's a very important conference going on in Paris right now. People from around the world, leaders from around the world are there to try to forge an agreement that is going to allow this planet, is going to allow the jurisdictions in this planet to work together to make sure that we don't increase the temperatures on this planet above 2 degrees increase, Mr. Speaker. But there is no question coming from the NDP, shockingly, Mr. Speaker, given that they purport to have a conscience about things environmental. Mr. Speaker.
The member from Leeds Grenville, second time. The member from Renfrew Nipissing Pembroke is warned. One sentence.
In fact, Mr. Speaker, the assumption underlying the questions that the NDP are asking that we shouldn't be investing in infrastructure actually work against the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Stop the clock. Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Supplementary.
Speaker, I have to say that the use of the issue of climate change as a shield for this disgusting action on the government's part is reprehensible. Speaker,
Minister of Aboriginal Affairs.
the Premier's powerful friends are getting all the benefits from the Hydro One sell-off, but we are paying the bills. There's a question of fairness about who gets the benefits and who pays the costs. Because on top of the $63 million that we're paying to subsidize the IPO, Ontario is going to lose $500 million a year from that sell-off. $500 million a year. Last year alone, Ontario received about $750 million from Hydro One.
Question.
Now we're giving it up. On top of this losing steady revenues, how much more will Ontarians be paying to subsidize the sell-off if the government sells the rest?
Mr. Speaker, the member of the third party knows that the costs are being recovered through the IPO, Mr. Speaker. He knows that the way that rates are set now, it's the way that rates will be set at the conclusion of this. But, Mr. Speaker, I would suggest to the people of Ontario that, in fact, this member, who is a self-proclaimed environmentalist, Mr. Speaker, that he is actually using the discussion about Hydro One as a shield against the fact that the NDP has no interest in talking about climate change, has no interest in talking about the future of this planet, and